behind me is the little puppy tax. Getting up puppy tax. We are joined by our co-hosts, Untamed Mando, Kondo Dvashia, and Dan Throne, Aronad Banal. We thank everybody who is going to be joining in live or will be here post-edit. Everybody is very much loved and welcome to be on our show. We're going to go ahead and get started with a reading of our tenet. Tenet 6. A Mandalorian must, to the best of their ability, train both their bodies and minds in the way. A Mandalorian must train their body and mind in a disciplined manner. This is not limited, however, to the ways of combat readiness, physical fitness, firearms, or weapon knowledge. It is also including training of the mind to keep it sharp and prepared. In other words, do your mind puzzles. Play your platform games. A Mandalorian is born with their mind as our first weapon. And like other weapons, we must train it in its practical use. This is the way.
Vaporini?
This is the way.
So, I'm not saying this for any political reasons, just putting that disclaimer out there. I want to say happy 250th birthday to all of my Army battle buddies out there. We celebrated our 250th anniversary yesterday. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Otherwise, it's going to get too political, and we don't do that here in the West.
No, we do not.
I also want to say, Brikase Jate Thor Nerbuirs. Today is Father's Day. Plan on taking my dad out to the bar and getting him a steak dinner tonight. I had invited my brother, but he's going to stay home and take care of my sister-in-law. She apparently had some teeth pulled, and she had dry socked over the weekend, so she's not feeling too good. So can't blame him for that. Can't blame him at all. Got to take care of the wife.
Yep.
This month is also Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And if I had realized that, we probably would have gotten a little bit into this over the last couple podcasts. But we're going to go ahead and cover it now. It's at least halfway through the month, so it's not that late to cover it.
Do you mind if I say something, Kadali, about
Sure, go ahead.
I want to remind everybody who watches the podcast and all the Mandalorians who's going to listen later on, all are equal under the helm. So it doesn't matter if you don't do that stuff. Let bygones be bygones, and judgment is not your thing. Your, Mandalorian's deal is to protect and to basically don't want none, won't be none.
So it's kind of funny. At the same time, that I was literally just about to say that, so thank you. I'm glad other people can talk besides me.
I mean, but I do talk.
No, yeah, you do talk. Sometimes I think Tenet 7 and 6 should
Shut
swap.
No, the soul was doing the little hand gesture of me talking.
This is what you do. This is what I want you to do. This is what you do.
Great movie, by the way.
Yes. It's barely enough for the Turtle Club. Turtle.
For those too young to
for this episode,
for those too young to understand the reference, it is Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey.
Oh man, it's such a great movie. I feel
It is a great movie
now. But no, so Tenet 7 next month is the anti-discrimination tenet, where we don't judge by race, gender, political affiliation, all that good stuff.
I mean,
sometimes I feel that 6 and 7 should swap, where 7 is 6 and 6 is 7.
I'll definitely talk with
But we could cover 7 during Pride Month and Mental Health Awareness Month, which I guess we still could. month and tenant usually line up. It's like, okay, we're in the 6 months. Let's cover the sixth tenant.
Right. I'll talk to Matthew Fox about that, but I mean, it's for those who don't know, Matthew Fox is like the one of the founders of this movement, but on Discord his name is Udes Legeror. And so he's that, you know, not the head honcho, all of you
No, but he's one of the what, seven
He's
on the board?
no, there's only five, I think. Let me look. So told.
I know Grant stepped down due to health issues,
Yeah,
so he's not on board anymore.
Yeah, and Paul Hall stepped up as the owner.
Right. Okay. Right. Paul stepped up to be the leader of the guild.
So the people on the board, there's only five people. It's Matthew Fox, as I said before, he's a board president. Paul Hall, he's a vice president. Jay Vishwanath is blue on the Discord. He's the secretary. There's Eric Turnage, which is Swordfish, and he's the treasurer. And then there's Iron Bear, which is Byron Douglas, and he's the head groundskeeper. And I don't know if I just like doxed the whole entire board, but I mean,
I can get
Well,
that.
it's public. If I'm not mistaken, that's public information anyway.
yeah, right. And it should be public information to all the mandos because it's not like you know,
Right. That's our lore. We need to know who they are.
Right, exactly. And so it's like I've talked to Eric Turnage, and he just says like, oh, all this needs to be public knowledge within all the Mandalorians anyway, so they know who to go to for correct information. And then like
I think for the most part, the people I've spoken to the most would be well, when I started in the faith, it was Blue, Jay, because he was the one that was doing the language lesson. Yeah, I've also talked to Swordfish, Eric, quite a lot because he lives a little bit further south. But he's close to the Mississippi, Louisiana borders.
Yeah.
And then I've talked to Byron quite a bit. He was actually the one who made my first fan brace that I'd gotten.
Right.
But other than that, I really haven't talked to Udesla a lot.
He's the busiest of the most. From what I understand.
And I used to talk to Grant a lot. He's still active on the Facebook Messenger group for the guild, at least.
Yeah.
But I haven't really talked. I've talked to Paul a little bit, just because of the same reason. We're the same groups, but not individually, like person to person. We haven't talked.
Right.
Not that I'm expecting to. I mean,
I think he's in the middle of a move or like towards the end of a move or something.
Huh?
I think he recently moved, so like that's been a thing.
Well, again, that doesn't mean I'm expecting him to say, it's like, hey, Dolly, how's it going, man? Not funny. I'm not that important.
Yeah, to kind of go back on topic. No, you're fine. So a Mandalorian must train their body and mind in a disciplined manner, and so what that actually deals with a lot is that because it is mental health awareness, what a lot of that goes into is for personal reasons. If you have to basically abstain from keeping yourself armed, there's nothing wrong with that. And what's first of all important is if you don't isolate from your Mandalorians, your friends, your family, anybody who's not a Mandalorian. And that's above all what I find important is the mental health awareness aspect. If you're not mentally like I the end of last year I had a mental health crisis. I got better, got medicated, and I'm still currently medicated, but entertaining alternative therapies in lieu of that medication, so I can be of my own accord and not medicated, because I know it's detrimental. Medicine or these pharmaceuticals are detrimental to my body, and I want to be of my own accord, like I said earlier. And with that, my therapist, because I am in therapy. I've been for 6 months. Um, there's nothing wrong with therapy. If anybody says like, "Oh, therapy's a bunch of hogwash and I can get it through myself," no, do it.
They're idiots.
Yeah, they're literally idiots. So like my therapist, like for me, I have a military background. And my therapist is a retired 20-year man, Navy enlisted man. He was a master chief in the Navy. I'm not sure what his MOS is or was, but like he totally gets it. Like the whole shit that I've been through, he's been through. We have a kind of like a piece of camaraderie there, and that's important because you want to have camaraderie, and it also helps as like I have enough of a good repertoire with me and my therapist to where it's like I actually put what he says into practice because I want to necessarily like I want to make like I want myself to benefit from it, but I also want to like make him proud in a way because he kind of fits a grandfatherly role in my heart, and sometimes you just if that's a way to get a relationship with your therapist, cool. Whatever works works, and you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. But with that said, therapy works. Meditation, the way that my therapist said, it's like works immensely, and it's like a lot of what we do on the server for those who aren't on the Discord server is we literally just like post quotes and stuff from like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca. There's one starts with E, so I'll interject if you remember.
I can't remember. Give me a
All
second.
right,
I'll look it up.
I was pushing Candace's TikTok out to as many people as I could, and I was only half listening. What were you trying to talk about?
No, I just went on. Yeah, on the in the Remdiek.
Oh, the Rami Kadesh, the exercise channel. Okay.
Thank you. I'm horrible with pronunciation. But in the self-improvement books, yeah. Well, it's from Dante, and then there's like some stuff from what is it Sun Tzu.
Art of War, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is like being stoic is one thing, but being stoic also is a slippery slope to being emotionally constipated. And so the thing is, if you gotta cry, cry. There's no shame in that. Like for me, like I'm military background and all that stuff. I cry. Sometimes I don't like to.
No, it's healthy.
It is healthy. It's healthy for emotional regulation. And a lot of the times is if something gets you down, if you cry about it, like if you feel like crying, let the tears come. You'll feel a lot better afterwards.
There are several shows that I watch that have very emotional scenes in it. Like if you're familiar with the anime Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, are there some emotional scenes in there? Holy crap!
Yeah,
Ooh.
and
I gotta make sure cameras are off when I'm watching that show sometimes.
yeah,
Oh, golly, ugly cries. Not ugly cries.
Oh,
About this.
It's not a
Ugly
full
cry.
on cry, but damn, does it get close?
yes, yeah. So like for
Think
a lot
about
of
the
the
little
times,
girl and the
shut
dog.
up, shut up, shut
No,
up,
shut up.
shut up.
No.
You know what?
So,
No, you know
so
what?
like
I saw a TikTok that played the Christmas scene, and then it showed the part you didn't see. Someone made fan art of her in real life afterwards. Going, I did not need to see that.
I saw the little girl go into the dog.
Anyway, back on topic. So, with that said, it can only bring
that
up.
part did it. That part did it out.
Yeah. With that part said, Kadali brings up a very good point to where it's like if I know a lot of men emotionally constipated and like have the emotional intelligence of a brick wall. Don't like there's no shame in watching like something sad in order to use that as a vehicle to bring out the tears. Just even if you get like one manly tear like crawling out your eye, that's good. That's
I
not
got one
great.
coming out right now. Does that count?
No.
And all or not, I'm sorry, but I just saw your wall fucking move, but it turns out it's a cat.
Oh yeah. What's funny is on my OBS, I literally have a cat stream or a cat cam button.
Like I didn't even realize that the cat was there. I just saw a movement. I was like, oh, it's a cat. Just blended in so well.
Yep. But that kind of going back, so what's funny is for tears, there I forget which study and which website this is associated with, but different chemical makeup of tears come out for different reasons. So like there's sad tears are different than happy tears. Like if you're so stressed out you can cry, that is a different chemical makeup of the tears. And under a microscope, the actual salt and the balance of salt and other magnesium, a little bit is zinc stays in the brain. Magnesium, salt, and one other chemical will be in different amounts depending on what type of emotion is present when you cry. And that's actually how you get that emotional regulation out there. You emit an overstimulation of whatever chemical is what is overwhelming you. You exert that when you cry. That is why it's so helpful with emotional regulation.
Well,
and so,
crying. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like nobody gets upset when like you're working out and you sweat. Sweating is a natural function that your body has. It's the same with crying. Crying is a natural response that your body has to certain stimuli.
Yep.
It's the same thing. Like one's just coming from your eyeballs and one's coming from your skin. Like it's your body releasing that. Oh.
Wait, so my eyeballs are, I'm not crying, I'm just sweating from my eyeballs?
Basically.
I did pull up. I just put up the info from that. So yeah, you're right. When you cry, your tears contain water, electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and calcium, and various proteins. Emotional tears specifically also contain hormones like prolactin, adrenocortical. I'll send the whole thing through the chat here. It's
thank you so
very
much.
long.
So what I'm hearing is I can drink my enemy's tears.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I
do
can
you mind?
get a like price from that.
Do you mind if I read what you posted in the channel chat?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Okay.
send in some more too as well.
Okay, cool. When you cry, your tears contain water, electrolytes such as sodium, potassium, calcium, and various proteins. Emotional tears specifically also contain hormones like prolactin,
Go more than
changed,
just.
adrenocorticotropic hormones, also known as ACTH, and what? Lunenkephalline? Anyway,
I believe so.
And Kefalin, maybe?
yeah, lunenkephalline, as well as neurotransmitters associated with stress and pain. That is the neurotransmitters is you can literally cry out excess cortisol because that does get filtered in your blood through your brain and your kidney. These chemicals, including endorphins, like the lutein are thought to play a role in pain relief and mood regulation. Tears are primarily composed of water, which helps to keep eyes moist and lubricated. Electrolytes, like the ones I said before, help maintain proper balance of fluids and support various bodily functions. The proteins, including enzymes that help protect the eyes from infection. Fun fact, the eyes have their own immune system from the body, because if the general body knew that your eyes existed, then it would actually eat all the proteins, and you'd have zero eyes anymore, because all the killer T cells would attack the eye cells. Emotional tears in particular contain higher levels of hormones like prolactin, ACTH, and leukotriene, which are involved with the stress response and pain management. Neurotransmitters like
Acetylcholine.
acetylcholine and catecholamines, including adrenaline and noradrenaline, are found in tears, particularly those associated with emotional responses. Endorphins, crying can trigger the release of endorphins, natural painkillers that can ease the body, both physical and emotional pain. So, crying to us is like when cats purr as a self-soothing tactic. A lot of the say the baby's crying response is actually a self-soothing tactic, as well as a hey, I need shit and I want it now because I require shit. And so it's kind of like a double-edged sword of it's a early communication tactic, but also as a self-soothing tactic.
I got another mind splinter for you guys.
What's up?
It's a terrible day for rain.
I have no idea what that means.
Okay.
Full Metal Alchemist.
It's already raining where I'm at.
Thankfully, it's dry for me.
You guys never watched Full Metal?
I mean, I did, but it's been a while ago.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh,
Why easily don't think about that? So I don't get freaking depressed. Another thing that I want to point out personally, there's a 20th century philosopher known as Alan Watts, spelled AlanWatts. A great philosopher, and he definitely points down the basic psychological aspect of depression and overthinking. And
sorry, Rando, but shit happens. TikTok side.
Oh.
The Rando Mando, why did you make us think of that?
And just remember, you've lost the game.
Anyway,
this one made me.
I swear.
This one made fucking arrows. What do I want?
yeah, but I will say, like, one of the strategies that my therapist has immensely helped is like meditation. A lot of people think it's like this like spiritual or alternative religion mumbo jumbo. It's really truly not. And so like the way that he explained to me is it's kind of like a secular way of meditation. All it is just keeping your mind clear, and as you're slowly breathing, being aware of what your body's doing and how it's like responding to your breathing. So like for me, I just focus on my erectus spinae on the lower part of my back, to where my diaphragm will push on all the organs in my back when I deep inhale. And so as long as I just keep thinking of nothing and being cognizant of where I am in the moment, with the effects of essentially just breathing, and just keep on doing that for like 10 to 40 minutes, it does a lot, and it's a mindfulness exercise which helps a lot. please do way more research because I just kept that short and sweet. Please do research on that. Please don't quote me verbatim. And that's just the spark notes of that meditation.
Well,
Just
just
somewhat-
practicing some
just-
sort of mindfulness is what's really needed.
Right.
Sometimes you've had a bad day at work and you drive without the music on.
I mean, I do that a lot of the times. I don't have a
Or, like
radio.
me, and I've got the music blaring and I'm playing every pissed off song I can find.
And why is
I
it
got a
Jet?
playlist for that.
Why is it Jet One Five by Five Finger Death Punch?
Oh,
Usually not
oh.
usually the song I'll listen to.
Speaking of which, they've redone the song for 2025.
Oh,
Yeah.
redone or remastered?
Redone.
Like re-record? Is it like
Yes.
a record from a live?
No, they re-recorded it in the studio. They have gone through and done a lot of songs.
Oh, is it with
It was-
because I know Jekyll and Hyde was with the old singer.
It was either
Now it's
June 18th. No, it's old. Jekyll and Hyde's Five Finger Death Punch has always been Ivan Moody.
It's always been Ivan.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they changed like old from new
No,
to the new. Oh, okay.
Ivan and Zoltan are the only two original members. They've switched
Oh,
guitarists,
okay.
they've switched drummers.
It must be that I'm thinking of, because like you can from their old stuff and like their new album, I think it's like F8. You can tell the drumming styles a little bit.
Yeah,
Because
actually, the drummer they have now was actually suggested by Jeremy because Jeremy just needed to retire. Starting to get arthritis.
But he's also the new one. David Grohl actually likes him a lot too. He's the Jeremy and David Grohl are actually decent friends, which is I find hilarious because they're both awesome drummers.
Okay, so the album's called The Best of Volume 1.
Looking it up.
Currently, the only songs they have out on that is I Refuse, Jekyll and Hyde, and Bad Company. But they're
Or Bad Company.
yes, they re-recorded Bad Company. The new versions,
That's one of my pissed off playlists.
dude.
Yeah, same here.
The one I'm looking forward to is The Bleeding. That was off their first album.
So I will raise you this question: the acoustic version or the unacoustic version?
I like both. They both have their places for me. The acoustic version is when I'm trying to chill. The regular version is when I have that bottle of rage in me.
Y'all are gonna hate me, but I don't know if I've heard The Bleeding or not. I probably have. I just don't recognize it.
So what's funny enough, this is like kind of the same with Bullet for My Valentine. But softer songs is when I'm actually the most emotional, and most of what I listen to is actually like softer songs.
That might have to be on the playlist.
But July 18th is when the album's coming out.
Okay.
We got a
So
month.
What you're saying is, yeah, I need to put that on my.
Yes, brand new. House of the Rising Sun, definitely one of their best ones.
Oh yeah, it's House of the Rising Sun. That's another one they're redoing.
Oh yes.
Here.
Anyway,
This might be controversial, but I prefer Bad Company over Five Finger.
interesting. Actually, to kind of tie this into the sixth tenet, what is when it's underrated, and what a lot of people don't necessarily attribute is music therapy is a lot is a kind of like an up and coming kind of therapy to where you can actually use it for emotional regulation. To where if you kind of get your emotions out with songs and then kind of listen to more upbeat, happy-going songs after to affect your brain to kind of set yourself up for an upward spiral. And a lot of the times it's like if you can have like a similar song to where it's just like forgive my crass language, but like,
Never.
oh, fuck you, motherfuckers! I'm gonna do this myself and like watch me. Basically, it's like fuck you, watch me succeed, kind of like songs. It is the most empowering bullshit of all time.
So essentially, it's from like going say from uh, Disturbed's Sound of Silence to I don't know. God, I just had the song in my head. I
Oh,
can't remember.
in for my
I'm
mental
gonna
thing
head
on
up.
that.
You guys have fun.
Um,
Yep. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye.
my all fuck you. I'm going to do this. A little bit off.
Yeah. Right, and like so, like my personal favorite is Johnny Cash, but then
I hear it every day.
and but then I also followed up with what's it? It's Black Rider in the Sky, but also what's the solo song? It's I think it's by Johnny Cash, but it's the train, long black train.
Long Black Road, that's by oh, what's his name? Josh Kerman.
No,
That's
it's
it.
not Josh.
I like Two Black Cadillacs.
Yeah, Two Black Cadillacs is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I am an old soul. I like, so lonesome you can cry.
Yeah, it's
Going back to that part, I remember which particular single always made me cry in SAO. It's the Yuki, the second, her final moments.
I'm no longer a weeb, so I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah, I don't know either.
So that's so fuck.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
It's the Mother Rosario arc, and turns out this character is using a full dive. It's called a Medicuboid, where basically it's a medical bed that takes all pain sensation out of the body, because it turns out that she's been fighting AIDS since a very young age. So she is literally full dive VRMMO 24/7.
Yeah, and like a lot of, even though it's not like metal, it's kind of like metal adjacent, but like the songs that I like to listen to as like a song is like the artist IMG Kill. Another like I can't remember all the songs that I used to listen to, but it's like that kind of adjacent to where it's like it's a lot of rap, but it's a lot of like upbeat like rap, like fuck you, I'm gonna do it myself kind of songs. I also like 30 People by I have to I think it's Grandson. No, I think it's by Token. 30 People. Yeah, it's by Token. Yeah, 30 People by Token. It's kind of a very flip song. So it's no, you're fine. And so it's like a lot of it is just putting or setting yourself up for success and kind of putting yourself in a better kind of headset to or a mindset to where it's like I'm because a lot of it's like a lot of mental health shenanigans aside from actual like DSM-5 kind of like illnesses like schizophrenic, that's like all hardware, chemical imbalances, but also depression can be chemical imbalances as well, but like to counteract that, if you set yourself up for success by basically immersing yourself in positive environments, and it's very very underrated, and it's easier said than done to put all that in place because that is a form of self-care, and that's pretty much yeah. Kendo can definitely
Oh, no,
contribute to this as well.
Conversation in the TikTok.
Yeah.
Someone commenting that we might need audio mixing, so we're trying to figure out.
It's the way I have my setup done. because I'm not using headphones, everything's coming out of my speakers. And if I do, it's where you can hear, where the stream can hear me, and where you guys can hear what's going on in Discord. It creates an echo between the two, and it sounds awful. So I just turned off the desktop audio so you guys can just hear my mic only, because everything's coming through my speakers. You can hear them as well.
That could be the same with the recording. That's why my audio usually sounds a little weird. Because my desktop audio will, my speakers trigger the mic.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what I was kind of saying is like, it's self-care, especially like basically immersing yourself in positive influences, is probably one of the most important things, because if you're not motivated to like do laundry, do laundry, take shower, all this, it's very easily to think bad thoughts about yourself, and it's the really the negative self-talk, because a lot of what somebody does when they're usually, and I'm speaking about anxiety and depression, because that's what what my episode was, ended last year, and so it's like a lot of it's just bullying yourself, being hypercritical of yourself, and all that. So it's like, as long as you can flip the script and be accepting of yourself, but also judge yourself not based on your actions, but based on your intentions, it can actually lead you to an easier way of healing and getting away from that depression and anxiety. And that's pretty much a lot of what can happen. So it's like, take that, immerse yourself in positive scenarios with music that you like, because I don't like country music, and there's a lot of uplifting country music out there. I will not listen to any of it.
Here's my suggestion on that. Listen to music that reminds you of a good time, like time you spent with your family.
Remind you of music that makes you feel.
Yes.
Wait, who was that one from?
Kendo.
No, I thought you said it was from Lannis. I didn't see it in the.
Oh wait, who's what from?
What he was just saying. I thought he was reading someone's comment. And
Oh no.
I think that was a personal excerpt.
My bad.
All right.
No,
But
yeah,
yeah.
I just went through scrolling trying to find it. I was like,
Kadale, would you mind pronouncing that for me? Because I have no fucking idea how to do that.
Koyashish Nervoda?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Koyashi.
Well,
Okay.
see, when you have the CY, it turns into like an ish.
Too late,
Yeah,
Finn.
He beat you by a while.
At least 30 minutes.
So instead of Koyashi, it's Koyashi.
Okay. I am better at hearing it than I am reading it.
Okay, tell you what. We'll stop dead track, and I'll pull up the
I mean, because Nervod is one person and Nervode is multiple people. That's
Yeah.
You don't need to put the bet in there. It's just NER space Bode. You don't combine it. That apostrophe there will combine the word, making a new word. And in this scenario, I don't know what that word would be. I don't think that would be a word.
Well, most people like put the apostrophe like when they say Nervod or Nervode. Like I've always seen that.
There's no need for it.
Yep.
It's just NER space BOD or BODE. And fun fact, the NER is pronounced like the Nair hair product. It's pronounced NAIR.
We're going to have to be AFK to buy a break for a second.
Okay, you can do that. Let me
Hey, Bo, you lost the game.
It's in there. I've seen it in there.
Okay. What is the literal translation?
Let me find it again. Because I have that thing saved.
Okay, so that one specifically is cheers. Hang in there, come back safely, stay alive. But at least going by I got Bo. Going by the one of the dictionaries. MandoCreator.com.
It just be my control find is not finding it because even putting in cheers is coming up no matches.
You're watching the TikTok stream, right?
Yeah, Koyashi, cheers, hang in there, come back safe, stay alive. And
Yeah.
I'll pull up the Mandor.
I looked it up
in a
on this
second as
one.
well.
Oh yeah, I guess it's there too. Yeah.
Koyashi. Okay.
Ha! So I was right. Koyashi.
Here we are, someone making us look up freaking.
I know, right? Hey, it is beginner language lesson. We haven't done that in so long.
We need to start having like a Mandoa word of the month or something.
Well, like I said, I'm better at hearing it and understanding it than reading it because I'm dyslexic, so reading is it's a issue for me at times. But hearing stuff is a lot easier for me to understand.
So, that being said, I try to practice my Mandoa while I'm walking the dog. For example, trying to get her to go poo. I'll say Slanawa Sikdarishika, which literally means go shit, little girl. Dalishika. Dalish is the Mandoa for female or girl. Obviously, the Ika is little. Slanar, Slanar, is the command go.
I don't.
So if you want to say let's go, it would be Mislana. MHI, Benton, SLANA. And Kendall's got that glazed over look now.
Did you see the chat?
What do you mean?
Bo.
What about Bo?
Don't worry, Kando. I'm never gonna give you up.
Never gonna give you up.
I work with a bunch of morons.
It's okay.
No,
Me too.
it's not that you work with a bunch of morons. You work with a bunch of weirdos.
And I love them all.
Love you too, Bo.
I mean, the world would be such a boring place without us.
Wait, what?
Everything few people could be without, but let's not get into that.
I knew you secretly hated me.
It's
That's
okay.
no secret.
Oh, do you guys want to see my reenactment of what it's like to be Solicon?
Yes.
Oh, you guys haven't seen his new chair.
Oh yeah, I got me a new chair. I got me the Empire single lap chair.
Interesting.
So this is me normally, feet on the ground. Oops, wrong one, wrong attachment.
Why do we even have that number? That's how I have to to sit anyway. My feet don't touch the ground, okay? Okay.
She's gonna be Sultan in a couple days when she goes to her therapist because I'm making fun of her. It all started that one day with Kadali.
My PTSD was triggered because I can't touch the ground.
It all started the day I
Don't
was
worry,
born.
I'm going down to hell. Bye.
There was that day when I realized that I was a short person. And it was pointed out to me, and now is my life with a far off, distant look of war.
We got to figure out how to insert that into the podcast, and there we go. I got it in. The leaning back part is like it was at that moment he knew he fucked up.
Which out of all of you, Arnon's the only one who's actually met me in person. And he can attest.
I've met this guy in person and he's short.
Well, I mean, like, I'm like half his size.
This coming weekend.
Yeah.
No, wait, what? Wait,
Yeah, this week.
Yeah, this weekend
Yeah.
is the clan gathering.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be only like the three of us, which is fine by me. But you know,
Still need to make sure like who in the
No.
class are doing.
none of the clan people have like responded to my messages. I'm like, hey, are we still in the meetup? Yay, nay.
Either
No.
way, I've got the week off, so I don't fucking care. I'll just
I'm
stay
gonna-
home and chill out for the weekend.
Well, I'm going to the park place. Like I can like rent a night, like get my hammock and stuff, and just camp out. Like I'm fine with that.
I mean, how many
Well,
people?
apparently the Rando Mando is 6'4", so we're all short next to him.
No, not me. We're seeing eye to eye.
Fucking giant.
You're
We're
not.
we're the same height, Kendall.
I'm 6 foot, dude.
I'm
Oh, I'm
5'6",
I'm fine with you.
5'6" and a half technically.
I'm 5'11".
I want it.
So out of this group here, I'm the second tallest.
5'2".
You're a half inch taller than my mother. She is 5'1" and a half. And she claims that half inch every time. It's like, I'm not 5'1", I'm 5'1" and a half.
Exactly. It counts.
Okay, Silicon, I found your character in Night Rain. I'm pretty sure you've seen the memes, but Revenant. Like, okay, if we were to go by the character's height, all the characters are generally like 6 foot. Revenant is like 5'2". And it's funny because anyone that plays her always carries the biggest fucking weapons.
Because we have to overcompensate.
It's funny
For the
as
reach.
hell.
It's a requirement.
I have a question for Arnaud. Where the fuck did you get that and send me the link?
Oh, the sticker?
Oh, yeah, okay,
It's literally just a sticker.
Oh, hey, Shrike's here. Hi, Shrike. Hi,
Wait,
Adika.
you said- Yeah. So,
anything.
so with this, it was over here. I need to X-Acto knife the off of the border because that thing
Okay.
was piss out of me.
Now, hear me out. Would you want just the sigil? Because I can print that. I got a laser cutter. I got a vinyl cutter right here.
Oh, a what cutter?
Vinyl.
Oh, vinyl cutter. I mean, yeah. If I could, oh, hold on. Can you make a window sticker, like a automotive sticker on a clear background?
Have you not seen my fucking car? Have you not seen the? Okay.
Yes, he can. He has several other designs.
I'm gonna need you to drop that off next weekend.
Right, same. Two, please.
Let me see if I can find it in the guild chat, and I will tag both of you and what I've got on the back of my car.
I'm still waiting on mine.
You know, I actually found them
Yeah,
right after you fucking left.
yeah, I know. You told me.
Okay, I didn't know if I had told you.
Do we want to like do conspiracy corner and call it there, or are we gonna just keep going? I feel like we got sidetracked.
We have, and I don't have a vote. Yeah, we should probably get into that.
So, how recent do we want to be?
With conspiracy corner.
Yes.
How about this weekend with what happened with the parade? Damn.
Kadale.
What parade? Hey, Kadale, put your helmet on.
Give me a sec. I can't put helmet on if I.
There you go.
Okay, you can put on. You have a black series. You can put on your glasses.
Actually, yeah, you can because I have my glasses on. Like I have a black series somewhere.
Okay. Kadale, when you go to put it on with your glasses, start from the back and rub your head along the back of it. You'll be able to.
Not with my frames. This is what it does.
No. You have to like put your face in first.
Put it
What?
on like a face one
My head
paper,
too
helmet.
fat.
Paper helmet.
My head too fat.
No. Okay. Enough.
What I need to do is go get my new contacts, and that'll fix the fucking problem.
I agreed.
Laser eye surgery. Let them
I'm
shoot
sorry, I
you
don't have
in the eye with
$10,000
laser.
One day.
Yes,
That is the
I hope
plan.
it's soon.
Okay, so what's a conspiracy?
Do you want to do it R and R, or because I've got a couple I can pull out.
I have a couple of recent ones that I wanna pull up, but I don't know how recent I'm allowed to be.
You can be up to this minute. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, I can be up to this minute. Okay, so there were the LA riots and the New York riots. That's emulating the LA riots are capitulated by people by
Okay,
unknown
alright,
actors.
look. It's not my conspiracy corner, but shut up.
So there are truckloads and truckloads of riot supplies dropped off in LA and being distributed, and so there is
BLM riots.
no this this is like the BLM riot. So it's being funded by unknown actors and a couple of NGOs, which and then are being funded by anonymous donations. Cough cough, George Soros. Cough cough. And this is all like put on by people who basically are associated with the Democratic National Convention and the usual scumbags. And all it is, I really believe all this is a psyop because as soon as the Marines get deployed to Los Angeles, the rioters in LA are they're behaving themselves because not only the Marines are there, but they're there with riot shields and M27s. If somebody doesn't necessarily know what M27s are, those are battle rifles, popularized by Call of Duty Ghosts. M27 IAR is what it's called in game, but they're kitted out for about 600 yards. So basically, they're close range to extremely far range battle rifles chambered in 5.56. But M27 specifically could be chambered in both 308 and 30-06. But 30-06 variants of M27 is extremely rare, also known as M28s, which is also in Call of Duty Ghosts.
So what you're saying is all of what's going on right now is just a giant Call of Duty simulator.
Not really, because I mean the Call of Duty simulator was already with the LAPD with paintball guns, but now because the Marines are there with actual real guns, all the protesters that have been being destructive have been minding their P's and Q's because they don't want to get fucking shot.
See,
Well, to talk about your conspiracy about it being pre-planned, it is like you can find the Reddit boards. Like people are literally organizing this on Reddit and saying all of the things.
see,
Like
They're saying all the things, but I mean, I'm pretty sure there is a bureaucratic civil war going inside the government. Surprise, surprise! It's been going on for the last since 2016, and to where I think the CIA and the pretty much the usual feds are doing their glowy ops and being agitators and basically.
I mean, we all know that CIA had something to do with the JFK thing and the MLK stuff. Like, let's be real there.
And the attempted assassination from that one kid on Trump. The one where he got his ear pierced against his will.
see, I have something to add on that. One of my coworkers actually found a pallet of bricks randomly dropped off in downtown.
Yep.
The nicest brick.
And I do. They're peaceful bricks. All they are just peaceful bricks.
Yeah, they have a peace sign literally on the bricks. Of course they're peaceful.
They're building bridges.
Yeah.
I do want to say, I can't come up with a link, but there is a GoFundMe for the cop who got hit in the head and his helmet got deflected off. He did have sustain a neck and spinal injury from that, and so there is a GoFundMe for that cop. If not, you can directly call the LAPD and tell the cop who answers the phone. It's like, hey, that cop who got hit in the head in the LA riots, I want to donate to him specifically to cover his medical costs. Which I mean, it's not a lot, but it's still. He got hit with a sizable rock in the freaking head. That's gonna hurt.
Okay.
Right.
Let me bring
And
this
also-
up. What about the reporter who got shot in the face with a rubber bullet, or the Australian reporter who got shot in the leg with a rubber bullet? Where's
I mean,
their-
I mean, to be fair, there's no such thing as a he was inside the riots, and I mean, it's hard to without you could say you could have helmet that says press, you could have it's like body armor that says press and all that stuff the wartime reporters, but that doesn't necessarily make you a special class of oh, hey, don't shoot me, because what of a lot of
Against the Geneva Conventions.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's-
say.
hold on. It is against the Geneva Conventions, but it doesn't.
Since when
so
do we
that's-
care?
No, it's not even about
We're
that.
not Canada. We're not.
It's not even about the Geneva Conventions, because all of it is happening within our borders. The Geneva Conventions only applies when it's an international issue, because Geneva Conventions are international laws, and
Yep.
what is happening is because it is back in the Summer of Love, when the geriatric in chief was president. A lot of the times the riders were actually using press and the Red Cross insignia for medics. They're actually using that as a way of they could do standard rider shit and have no consequences, because they thought it's oh yeah, it's against the Geneva Conventions. You can't basically I can be a combatant but also hide behind this this coward's tactic. Yeah, the cops don't give a shit nowadays. If you're in the riots and you're not a press, if you're actually press, get away from the riots. You can be away from the riots but still actually be video recording all that shit, and just don't be on the streets, be on the side recording. If the cops tell you to move, you say yes sir.
Canada, you might need to turn up Arnold's volume.
Am I a little low?
No, it's
Yeah.
on my end.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you just fine. It's just maybe on.
But yeah, it's one of those things to where it's it's again won't if you don't want none, like
No,
if you don't
this
want
is
to be a
not
problem,
a political live.
yeah, not a political life.
This is our conspiracy corner.
Yeah, we're in conspiracy corner. That's what I meant. Disclaimer. Right now, we are talking about conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, but
You-
The way of the Mandalore has no political affiliation with anything or any political party whatsoever. No political affiliation.
We're just making fun of everything.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this is just me and my thoughts and my understanding about everything. But I've also listened to commissioners. I've also listened to police chiefs. I also listened to captains and all this about this issue. So like I'm just regurgitating a lot of their talking points as far as safety goes, as far as what has been going
I'm
on.
farthest away from being a mega fan there could ever fucking be.
Yep.
I was there at one point, but then I just got disillusioned because that movement didn't represent
You know what?
and what I believed.
Let me put out my belief
No,
here.
it represents a anyway.
Violence against our fellow human is dumb as fuck. That's my thoughts on that. Violence against our fellow human beings is dumb as fuck. We are one race, one people.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it.
Doesn't matter what color you are, what you identify as.
All are equal
We're
under the
Mandos.
helm.
We're all Mandos.
I mean, technically, we don't have a Mandalore because we're in peace time. Mandalore is only for wartime environments.
In our religion.
The name of our faith. I'm not saying the way of our Mandalore.
That's right. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's basically people using cowards tactics, basically trying to use the international law against in a national issue, which again isn't really legal, but also it doesn't really fly because again it's a national issue. But then, if you don't want to get shot, stay home. If you don't want to get rubber bulleted to the face, stay home. If you don't want to get arrested and get ticketed, stay home. If you don't want to be arrested and put in jail, stay home. If you don't want to be, subjected to tear gas against your will, stay home.
Again, there is a right to peaceable assembly. Peaceable assembly.
Yeah, there's a right to peaceful
From what
assembly.
I've seen, all of the protests that happened yesterday on No King's Day, which apparently maybe a new holiday, everything I've seen was peaceful. There was no violence in any of them.
Oh, there's violence in LA and New York. They're in LA.
No,
They're
those were the
torching.
existing. Those,
Okay,
that was
the ones that
existing.
I saw. I didn't
Oh,
see
okay.
anything from LA or New York. I'm talking about the ones that were in Ohio, the one that was
Michigan
out
here.
in Mississippi.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about anything violent coming out of Memphis.
That's surprising.
This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Okay, daytime in Memphis is decently safe. It's at nighttime when you want to get the fuck out of town.
That's also true. Every time we ever road trip through Memphis, I always have to stop at gas at night, which is sketchy as hell.
Memphis is a hellhole, and no one can ever convince me otherwise.
No, certain areas.
Yeah. But the Bass Pro Shop is amazing.
Oh yeah, the bathroom shop.
I love the pyramid. Pyramid is.
Eighth wonder of the
I
world.
wish we had more of them. We need more pyramids.
I don't know. I went through this sketchy ass apartment area.
I mean, that's where you're wrong.
I'm in this motherfucker. I'm not okay. Just because I'm like 100 feet from state line does not mean I am South Memphis. I'm in Mississippi, motherfucker.
Memphis. Every time I've been through it, it just sucks ass. Like that's it. Just yeah.
No, you pretty much said
That's
summed up
Missouri,
Memphis.
Rando. That's Missouri. There is no arch in Memphis.
Yeah, it's in
Memphis, Missouri,
St. Louis.
Missouri,
I will say Nashville was interesting though.
Oh, Nashville's awesome. I love Nashville. Used to go there all the time.
I don't like Nashville. I don't.
You can just.
I've never seen the draw of it.
The highways are
Okay,
confusing in
my
Nashville.
defense, it's because I lived so close to it. It was Nashville.
I love their food. Like well, I used to go like many years ago. Like every summer, me and some friends would go to Nashville just to hang out and stuff. And like,
I
love
can
the
take,
restaurant.
I can take a half-hour drive up there.
I will
was
say
like
hot,
that for me.
hot chicken is great.
Oh yeah,
Hot chicken.
is good. Yes, but it's just like it's a tourist draw. It's like
It is.
okay, it's Nashville. I can go up there and be up there in like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, and you should have been up there when I was there.
I had to work, motherfucker. If I don't work, the plant doesn't run.
So I wish you guys all
It's
could have gone to that.
interesting to see how they're going to handle my vacation next week.
So
Not this
who-
week, next.
Why don't you brag about you being a big dick on campus?
I still,
That's
I
like-
still have to work. I might be big dick on the campus on night shift, but I still have to work.
I mean,
I can't just sit in the office just swinging my dick around.
oh no,
I have to get a microscope out anyways.
you're swinging your dick on the forklift.
I don't know. You're on Once Human on your phone and on Discord quite a bit.
That's because I'm having problems with the baler. The belt's not moving. Like, all right, let's go do some base management.
Likely excuse.
Like, all right, up. Okay, machine shut itself off. All right, close the phone. I gotta go fucking fix the baler now.
Anyway,
It's funny. I'm not a baler mechanic, but I do a lot of bale mechanicking.
No, you operate a baler. You're a bale mechanic. So balers made north in the 80s actually doesn't really take well to percussive maintenance. Ask me how I know.
Oh, I can imagine.
Kendo, you might want to be careful changing your screens. You're changing your live background.
No, I'm streaming like an entire screen, and I have the OBS blow up on that side.
Yeah, I just saw your
Yeah.
ODS background, so I didn't know if you were.
Oh my god.
We're still speaking English, Solicon. How can you not understand what we're saying?
Well, it is. We are at an hour. At least for the actual podcast.
We're at an hour and 18 for me, but I think that's because it took a second for someone on the way far side of my screen to realize we were live.
But I mean, like actual podcast time.
Yeah. Engine make things go through.
That's when it comes to mechanical shit. That's all I know. I'm like, oh, engine make things go vroom.
No, the last two shifts, our wire twister. I don't know how the fuck this happened, but our gear chain slipped off of every sprocket and was loose. Went through an entire day shift, working just fucking fine. They made over 100 bales on a material. I make 2 bales of what I'm running, and the chain's loose.
All right, somebody let the miner make bales.
Fucking explain that to me. It takes at minimum, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes to fix this problem.
Good old chat.
Yes, I thought. Is that a rocket? Yeah, it's a little red rocket. Goes inside something.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Because I know I was going to get fucked last night.
Oh my!
things that need to get edited out of the podcast.
Yay! The last 20 minutes is probably getting edited out, to be quite honest.
Oh yeah.
We definitely talked about some. Well, I will say we didn't get political.
No, I didn't.
What
And besides, like, we prefaced by saying that last part was conspiracy corner.
and it's the party. I said I didn't show that much pale skin. All right, let's wrap it up, I guess. Thank you everyone who joined in on the live, who may still be here or not. Whoever we scared off, I'm sorry. Whoever is here for the after hours recorded post, it'll probably be done in like 6 months.
Eventually.
It'll be done
I swear.
Father's Day.
So, are you done with
Probably.
coaching Little League soccer?
I am. I was gonna get started on editing this past week, and then life decided to be like, oh, so you're done with one thing. Whap. So I will eventually edit these episodes, I swear.
Here's a reenactment of life.
Exactly.
No, usually for me it's
Whack. Yeah.
And for those on TikTok who want to know, it's in that corner, or it's in
yeah.
it's in my
for
bio.
The TikTok corner, it's the top left of your screen, or it's also in Canda's bio too. For the keepers social medias. Take you to our
And
Discord.
for any of you who have joined the live or who will
So,
watch
that wasn't
any of
fun
this
at all.
later.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I would talk.
Yeah. Come to find out, I have quite a few foundlings from this, apparently.
Hey,
I did not
we're
know.
all expecting that child support.
No.
Happy Father's Day, Cando.
I already have one chaos gremlin.
I assume you're speaking of Shrike.
Yes.
And for any of you interested in possibly joining the Way of the Mandalore and becoming a Keeper of the Way, we are a 401(c). We are recognized in the state of Ohio, right? Yes?
Yes.
Ohio?
Yes.
And we are a recognized religion. So if you are interested in joining the Way of the Mandalore, the Mandalorian religion, please scan the QR code. Join us.
And if you're interested in making a donation, the only thing that's stopping us from being federally recognized is actually monetary donations. So if you could do that, greatly appreciated. That's all in the Discord
And I think in the Facebook.
and in the Facebook.
And in the Facebook.
I'll hit up the Armorers Guild. We make some fantastic stuff there.
Yep. Armor.
Not a shameless plug on myself, but I make stickers. I make 3D printed objects.
Yes. As for 3D printed objects. Okay. This is what he made for me. It is the equivalent of this, which is a cylinder for an Ace of Spades Nerf gun. And this works just as good, if not better. Actually, I think it is better. It's just a little bit heavier.
Very nice. And just because you do not live in the United States, do not let that stop you. We do have many international keepers, so.
I
We
didn't.
have at least a couple from Poland. We've got several from Ireland/Scotland.
From the UK. We'll just say from the UK.
Yeah, from
We got
the
lots.
greater UK area.
One from Germany.
So yeah, if you are interested in becoming a keeper of the way, please scan the QR code. We would love to have you. Is that a great sales pitch or what?
And I'm always
Love
You
it.
got me sold. I'm about to click on it right now.
I'm always playing online with these two. so you can always find us playing games.
Alright, let's wrap it up. I have been your host, Kadali K-War. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Go cause chaos. This is the way.
Eva Croonie.
This
Ibikuruni.
is the way.
Alright, my Twitch stream has ended, which surprisingly, we didn't have any bots over there today.